So these are my 2 worm bins for the composting worms. I'm really excited about this video because I think every single garden in the world should have composting bins. Homemade, cheap, easy, and to produce the absolute best compost in the world. That's called worm castings. So this is how they look once they're open, and there's nothing more than 2 plastic pots that you can find in any hardware store. I would use an opaque color like black, definitely for your garden. And you've got holes in the top for a bit of oxygen exchange. And also you've got tiny little holes, you should drill some holes in the bottom. I feed my worm bins with 2 major items. So all of my kitchen waste would come in here. So let's see. Oh, that's a bit nasty. So look at that, babe. Look at that. Absolutely amazing stuff. Shocking and a bit if you're squeamish. But these are the guys that are doing all the hard work for you. And the way they reproduce is absolutely amazing. So each of these worms can produce an egg every week. Doesn't matter if they're male or female, they seem to be able to reproduce that way. And out of every egg, and I'll show you an egg in a few seconds, they can produce 1 to 3 or more baby worms. In this worm bin I've used 2 different kind of worms. So it was the tiger worms and also what they call the night crawlers. And basically I've had it for 2 or 3 years now. The second element I use is this material that's nothing else than shredded paper and cardboard. I've got a shredder machine at home. If you don't have one, get one, and if you can't get one, do use paper. And the benefit of this, it eliminates or reduces any kind of flying insects or flies, gnats, and you've got fruit flies. You will have a tiny bit, but this would reduce it a bit. I would say 95%. So let's go and dig into the nasty stuff, but it's all absolutely fantastic. So this is like going in for gold, guys. This is exciting stuff, and let's see if we can get some of that black gold we're looking for. Look at that. I would say this is about 80% done. We still need some work there, but look at that. Fantastic stuff. So again, every single garden in the planet should have this. It also eliminates or reduces food waste in the landfills, and it gives you the absolute best compost in the world. Look at that. Now we can check out some of the eggs I was talking about. Look at that. Those are eggs in different stages here. In this video you can see a tiny little baby worm. That's a little champion that was born recently, I would say a week or 2. And also you can see how the worms absolutely love living in this material. This is another shot of the worm bin. It's an absolute nightmare, but if you get to know these worms, you would love every single one of them as much as I do. At this stage I would say the compost, this stuff here, is around 90% done. And look at that, absolutely full of eggs and more worms. So believe it or not, sometimes I would harvest it at around 90% and use it directly into my plants. So here I am collecting some of the material that I would say is about 90% done. You could choose to wait a tiny bit more, but I sometimes need to just open the space. I would even use the worms as part of the compost. They will reproduce so quickly. Now finally, when it comes to using your compost, you can use it whatever way you want. And again, I would repeat, this is about 80-90% done, but I can use it like this because I'm going to use it as a mulch for one of my favorite peach trees. This is a red variety. So it's as simple as this. I use it as a mulch and that will sort itself out, and the composting will finish in a way there, so you got no trouble. And that's how it would look at the end. And because the worms have been behaving very well today, they're getting some stale bread as a little treat. So there you go. They would absolutely love this. It could be stale bread for us. For them, it's a 5-star meal in the favorite restaurant.